Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Hope you are all having an amazing day today. My name is Lex and welcome back to some more GTA 5, where today we're going to be looking at a mod that we've looked at before, but it sort of died out. There was no sort of updates for it and it hasn't worked for a really long time, and it's a mod that I often featured in videos and I get comments on a daily basis actually. You guys saying, well, I downloaded this mod, it doesn't work, I can't get this to work, I can't get that to work, and then I've done videos myself where I've actually attempted to use this mod and it hasn't worked exactly perfect. I'm of course on about the Benny's mod. This is the mod that adds the Benny's Garage into single player GTA 5. So if we just go over here, we'll soon be arriving. Actually, before we get into all of that, just give me some comments on the screen. Comments and questions featured from the previous video. If you would like your comments and questions featured, you can leave them in the comments section below. I'll pick some at random and feature them at the start of the next video. And don't forget, you can also follow me on Twitter at Figureight, links in the description below. And don't forget, you can also check out our sponsors Loot Crate, links in the description below for that as well. Right, so here we are at Benny's Garage, which is now all working in single player. Now, when we had this before, we used to drive into the garage and it used to just go dark, and then we would just appear. Now, if we had to go in, it does go dark, but we now have this. Now, I don't know if this was on the version on online, because I don't actually... In fact, I have never used Benny's Garage in online, so I have no idea if that's something that happens in online, but we've now got, like, the animation of driving in, just like you would have with Los Santos Customs and everything like that. So let's go ahead and repair that, and now... This is something from the Bikers DLC. This is something that was not tunable properly in the previous mod. The previous mod worked with the Lowriders DLC, the Lowriders Custom Classics, a January 2016 DLC, and it partially worked with the Cunning Stunts DLC. Basically, just some cars just happened to be so similar to the Lowriders DLC that they're able to work. But apart from that, no other DLCs worked properly with the previous Benny's mod. Now, all the Bikers DLCs work just like this. Look, here we go. I can go to bodywork. I can add in all of these things with this highly tunable Fagio mod thing, all the racks, all this sort of stuff. Let's just go, I don't know, loads of stuff in here. Front mod guards. Go for some of that. Why not? Go for some antennas. Yeah, big antennas. Where's those lights, actually? I haven't seen... There we go. Lights, headlights. Hang on. Where's the customizable stuff? There we go. I want the Uber mod lights. That's perfect. So now we can have all the Bikers DLCs working, all the camera things work as well. These actually go to the right bit so you can see the proper part, because the last one didn't really have working cameras on most of it. Also, all the import-export DLC stuff now works on this perfectly. Let's jump out and then I'll show you that. So actually, this would work perfectly with the Comet, because this is something I wasn't able to show you guys before. So if we take this old Comet, or actually this is the more modern Comet, into Benny's, we should now be able to use the upgrade function, which we couldn't do in the previous one. Here we go. And now we can turn it into the classic one. So now this has full import-export DLC usage, which the other one didn't have. The other one was only partially multilingual. Apparently this one is now completely multilingual, so anyone who has different languages on their games, it should now work fine. This one also has fixes a few issues that the other one had. Sometimes when you upgraded a vehicle like the wheels and stuff, they would switch back. This is now working again. The cutscene is added, as we just saw. There's also the Benny Ped in here apparently as well. Is he somewhere? Where is he? There he is. He's actually standing there. Now, that guy was not standing there before. He's actually a new addition because maybe he does something different in online, but he wasn't there in the previous Benny's mod. And for the bugs, well, the previous one had the camera bugs. It had no suspension. Of course, this one now has the ability to have modifiable suspension again, something that the other one didn't have. So now we can have a slam, because normally I'd have to like go out and modify it afterwards, as those of you who have watched my channel for a long time would have remembered. Also, there's a bunch of other things, like when you refresh the script, the blip on the mini-map disappeared, you know, all this sort of thing. All of this now works, okay? It's open source as well. And the author of the mod is actually active in the GTA mod community. So hopefully this mod will be the one that gets updated and we won't have any issues with anything else like this ever again. Hopefully. Otherwise, in 6 months' time, I'll be showing you another Benny's mod where the mod maker of this one's done a runner. But we don't know. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the opportunity to modify a car that I didn't get to do a video on because I was ill over the Christmas holiday. And I'm going to do one of the more newer cars from the Imports Exports DLC, just because I haven't done a video on it, and just so we can give this Benny's mod just a tester, just to run through everything, make sure everything is there. So let me just spawn in this car then, and let's do some tuning. So what car am I on about? I'm on about this, the ProGen Italy GTB, I think this is called. It's supposed to be like a McLaren. I'm not really a fan of this car, but I wanted to see what I could do to it, because maybe I can make this look a bit better. But actually, even though I'm a huge McLaren fan, I really hate how this looks. Maybe it's because I like McLaren so much that any sort of like butchered version of the car looks pants to me. But this looks like if some guy in some sort of like garage somewhere in the middle of nowhere, like he makes this out of like a Pontiac Fiero or something like that, or an old MR2. You know those sort of kit car things that make them look like Ferraris? It just sort of like looks like someone's made a kit car version of a McLaren. Not a big fan. As you can see, there's the interior there as well. But I know that we can actually upgrade this in Benny's mod to a whole different version. So here we go. I'm going to see if we can actually make this look nice. And that's what we're going to be modifying in today's video. So let's just go. So we do actually have a bunch of things here. Front bumpers. We've actually got a bunch of stuff here. Quite a few different bits that we can do without even upgrading. There's a horrible bit in the middle there. Not too keen on that. Got some skirts going on there. Some rear diffusers going on. There's quite a bit of stuff even without the upgrade. What else have we got? Respray brakes, fenders, custom mirrors. Okay, let's just go ahead and go to upgrade. And good lord. Okay, this has actually made it even uglier. So it's made it like a super wide version with some really curiously placed exhausts. There is actually, for some reason, when you upgrade, it spawns you straight into the armor menu. I don't know why. They'll probably fix that, but you just click B and go back, or press whatever it is on the keyboard. Bodywork. Aerials. Let's see. So we have... Oh, this is actually chrome catches. So the names aren't all perfect, but maybe it's the same for online. I'm not entirely sure. So I'm going to go for... Actually, I don't really want hood catches on this, because this is supposed to be a supercar, and I don't want it to be too sort of crazy. Let's go for the engine. Oh, I like that this actually opens up the thing, because this was another issue that the last Benny's mod didn't have, and that was opening the right doors and everything. So now this actually opens up the bonnet as well. It's supposed to be the boot, but this car, it's the bonnet, which is cool. So let's upgrade that to level 4. Interior. Well, let's see. We have the... Should we actually leave that till later? Oh, sorry. We'll just go through the list. Okay, so dashboard. Normally I would do this later on. We have the stock, then we have the street, the semi-stripped, the race, the flocked, and the carbon. I'm going to go for carbon. Yeah, I do like me some carbon. There we go. I'm going to go to dials, and that's... Oh, it's that stuff. Okay, let's go for the racing, which is the nicest one, actually. I'm quite feeling the Mark III today with all the extra. Let's go for all the extras. On the seats, well, of course, it's kept us in this this sort of interior view, which is pretty nice. Even though it would have been nice to get a better look at the seats, we can sort of get an idea just by sitting in them. So we have different versions of carbon, ballistic fiber, bunch of different designs, and that's it. So let's just go for... Actually, I quite like this one with the ballistic fiber and the green. So let's go for that. Actually, should we make that the carbon and red? Carbon and red. Let's be different. Steering wheels, it's got all of these as well. What should we go for? Something... Nothing. Actually, these ones at the end fit quite well, so we'll just go for the Rally Clubman on that one. Doors. Oh, look, it even opens the doors. This is so much better than the original one. So now we can see that in so much better detail instead of like being away from the car. Actually, does this will always have the doors opening like that then? Because we can't actually like select the doors from here. It will always select the interior view. That's interesting. Well, it's a much better way to see the doors anyway, because it's nice and close. I'm going to go for the carbon race door cards on that one then. Light color, that's going to be for all the dials. I want to keep that as bright as possible. So, I don't like that gold. Epsilon blue. Where's just the white? Oh my god, there's 158 colors. Default alloy color? They've got everything in here. This is really in depth. I just wanted white. There we go. Ice white. There we go. And trim color, that can be... Oh, it's actually going to change the color of the seats, I guess. I don't know what the theme of this car is going to be, so... I don't know, should we just keep that as silver or dark steel? Dark steel, that would go with the red. I'll find a colour that goes with the red stuff on the interior then. So on the bumpers, front bumpers, we have 18 of them. So we have the stock, no diffuser and extended arch, just a few little tiny details. There is a lot to do on this car. Yeah, I really should have done a full video of it, but I was just completely ill over Christmas and completely sort of missed the timing of it. There we go, all of this. Keep going down. Oh, that's not so great. Actually, the extreme bumper sort of like works for this car. I'm going to go for that one with the full, not the Mark II, just that one. Looks pretty nice. Skirt. Well, I say it looks pretty nice. It looks interesting and different, and I'm going to pick it purely on that. So it just looks different to the original. Stock, then we have just that little bit there, and then that little bit. So actually there's less of the side skirts than there was on the other version, which is interesting. Rear bumper actually has a lot less options again, but then the whole rear bumper has changed. I'm sort of feeling like I prefer the look of the old one now that we've upgraded. Oh well. So there's our 3. There we go, I'll just go for that one because it looks different. On the plate, that's just that one, just changes the colour. We can't actually customise the plate or anything. Wheels, wheel type, well, I sort of feel like we're not going to improve on these because all these ones are going to look like aftermarket wheels. Actually, do you know what? They aren't too bad. Maybe something like that. The Oozer's actually going to work quite well. Actually, then it looks quite nice in black as well. So maybe we can also go for... Oh, okay. Actually levels it as atomic. Interesting, because normally it's just on or off, because I don't think you could actually select different tyre things, but... Well, I'm not going to go for that anyway. Wheel colour, I might actually keep to black steel or graphite. Black steel, actually. It's just slightly not black, but still dark. Lights, it's just headlights and neons. I'm going to keep those all stock. Race spray we'll leave till last. Brakes, race brake, chassis. Oh, got a cage. Okay, I'm going to go for the full roll cage. Exhaust. So we have the stock, and I hate these, by the way. I've said this all the time. I hate these sort of burnt titanium tip things. I don't think they look nice. And this actually just has all titanium, so that's probably why I hate the look of this. It looks awful. Do you know what they look like? You know when someone wears glasses like down their nose? It has that look to it. Oh, well, I guess I'll do that because it looks the least amount of nose on glasses. It's weird. Okay. Fenders, it's just that. It's the front ones. Over fenders, extended, vented, and rounded. I'm going to go for the extended. Actually, I quite like how it looks without it. Oh, sorry, let's just go for extended. On the hood, we have 14 options. Loads of different things. We've got some stripes down the middle for some reason. We've got some carbon fibre options, some different types of venting. Oh, I quite like that one. Have we got a street racer one? Oh, God, they do get mad. Wow, actually, that one's not too bad either. If we're going to go for like an ultra racing one, that sort of matches with the bumper. Then on to the horn, which we don't really need to worry about. Livery, we will leave till the end. Right wing, which is the Trump mod. I don't know. Oh, rear wing, I think that's supposed to say. I think someone's made a mistake there. So we have the extended, the short, and the cutout. Well, if I'm going to get this all to match, I'm just going to go for extended. Good God, that's wide. Roof, we just have aerial, and then we had the vortex generators and a carbon striped roof. Not too keen on that one, but it does sort of match with that little indent thing on the rear window. So I'm going to go for it. Spoilers, aha, here we go. So we have this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. I was going to skip through. I'm not even reading the names at this point. But the names do actually line up, which is good. That's nice to see. And there we have all those different versions. I'm actually not feeling any of these. Actually, I'll go for this one, the Carbon Exotic Sharp Wing. I'll go for that one. On the transmission, race transmission, turbo tuning. Then it's just a case of windows. Oh, they've actually got different colours. Okay, those colours aren't showing up, but maybe for a different car they will work. But that's interesting. There's actually a couple of different tint options, which is something we don't normally get. And that's pretty much it. So let's just check out the liveries. Maybe we'll just find a nice livery instead of the colour. Ooh, these are quite cool. These are quite cool. These are actually, that one there matches with that bonnet really well. I quite like how that looks. In fact, actually, I guess they're probably all made to fit that sort of bonnet. And there's all those ones. So I'm actually not going to go for a livery. I'm just going to go for colour. Because I want to make this quite dark to go with all the red. So I'm going to go for a secondary colour. Classic. What's that going to be? That's just going to be that stuff. So let's make that red. And then we're going to make the primary colour Oh my god. Okay, there's actually a flip on it. We need to get rid of that because that's crazy. Let's go for graphite, then pearlescent, and then there we go. Ooh, that's all right. I quite like that. It's sort of a black and carbon look. Or maybe we can get a nice, just a silver flip on the black. It's interesting. It's different. I'm not sure where I've gone with this. It's a kind of weird look. How do the liveries look now? Maybe there's something that matches really well. Maybe not. Actually, they're not too bad. Oh, that red one. I'm going to go for the red one. Sod it. I'm not entirely into it, but sure, why not? Let's just go to Respray Primary Classic. And let's just make this slightly brighter, shall we? How about that silver? Yeah, let's go for the silver with the silver flip. I'm quite feeling that right now. And there we go, there's that car. So that's the whole Benny's mod. It now works with all the latest DLCs. It works with add-on cars and all that sort of stuff. All the cameras seem to work. Even all the doors open, the bonnet opens. We can do all the interior and stuff again. So those of you that have wanted to get the Benny's mod, and for the last few months it's just been broken, useless pile of junk, it all works again. I'm going to put a link in the description below where you can go and download this. So now we have it in single player once again. But that's it for this video, guys. If you've enjoyed this video, please let me know by rating, commenting, and subscribing. This thing is actually really fast, and I'm not looking where I'm going. I'm surprised I haven't crashed yet, actually, because I'm not sort of looking at the screen most of the time. Whoa! I was just checking to make sure that this video hadn't broken the recording. It hasn't. Woohoo! I actually recorded a successful recording. I've had a lot of troubles lately. Well, there we go, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye!